Hello and welcome to our Chatty Scent Corner, our Saturday morning fragrances chat, where we discuss what's new, what's coming, and most importantly, what do we really need to have a good chat about? So today, guys, I have a very good chat for you because we have so many topics to cover. I will be sharing with you, of course, 6 new fragrances that are in the works. Some of them have been launched, others are about to come out. But most importantly, I have for you 4 first impressions of fragrances that I am sure you've been looking forward to. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about just about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in, and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go, fam. Okay, so the first thing that I want to share with you is a collection that was apparently launched at Exxon's in 2024, but I was not aware of this collection and I must have missed the update somewhere. But this is a collection called the Memento Collection, and it is from perfumer Filippo Sorcinelli. This collection has 8 fragrances, and what I find very interesting though is the bottle. Oh, it's so different. And it's not so much the bottle as much as it is like the cap or the stopper of the fragrance, because I mean, look at it. So these 100 ml bottles have stoppers shaped like, as they describe it, right? Shaped like large hands with massive rings, showing a Catholic blessing gesture. Which it does look like that, but I just find them so different and so interesting. When I first saw them, I didn't know what to make of it. I was kind of like, okay, and I'm not even going to tell you what I thought the hand really looked like. Yeah, so I have had the chance to sniff, not all of them, but like a couple of them. But my favorite is called Notre Dame. And it is a woody floral musk kind of fragrance, but it smells really good, guys. And from what I could tell, and I really haven't had a chance to test it on skin properly, but from what I can tell, this is a fragrance that's really going to have very good performance because the projection was really strong for quite a while. And then, you know, I could still sniff myself hours later. And I only did like a quick spray because I was at this shop and, you know, I'm not going to be just spraying myself all over. But let me tell you, so that specific one that I'm really liking, just to give you an example, has at the top incense, amber, and tonka bean. Then in the mid, it has cinnamon, chocolate, cedarwood, orange blossom. And at the base, it has Virginia cedar. So I just found the fragrance to be very interesting because it opened not fresh, but kind of fresh, but at the same time it had that note of incense in the opening, and then it just became like a very beautiful like woody, incensey, musky kind of scent. It was just very different than anything I've tried so far, so I'm very curious. So I'm planning to try and get myself like a decant so that I can really test it on skin properly. Now if I end up being really interested, then I'm probably going to get samples of all of them and then do like a sniff session with you and just let you know what I'm thinking. But what I want to know is, have you heard of this collection? Are you familiar with Filippo Sorcinelli? So the 8 fragrances are described as 8 fragrances that reveal places and treasures, 8 blessing hands, 8 whispered prayers, and they continue on like that because it's quite like the way that they describe the fragrances is quite lengthy, which is really nice and different. I just find this collection so intriguing, guys. So I will definitely circle back with you and let you know if we are going to add that to the collections that I typically review on the channel. All right, so next I have not so much an update, but more like housekeeping, because as you guys know, we are celebrating that we finally are 15K strong. And I have 3 giveaways. So just this past Thursday, during Middle Eastern Thursday, I announced the Middle Eastern Fragrances giveaway. So if you missed that, please be sure to head over to the Thursday video so you can go ahead and, if you're interested, of course, join the giveaway. But I did want to let you know that, of course, we have 2 more giveaways coming up. And one is for a, of course, designer fragrance, and the other is for a Western niche fragrance. And I should have those giveaways for you, or the official announcement of the giveaway should be coming out this week. All right, so the next update that I have for you is so exciting because this one is all about Xerjoff, and you guys know how I am about Xerjoff. So Xerjoff just launched a new collaboration with Duran. Oh, Duran. I don't know about you, but I have always loved Duran. Oh my goodness. So they do have that collaboration, and it has 2 fragrances. Really, it's more like 2 scents, because one of the fragrances, you have the choice of picking what color bottle you want for the fragrance, and it's called NeoRio. NeoRio is all neon colors, right? So you have green, pink, orange, and yellow. And in the words of Xerjoff, NeoRio is a testament to limitless creativity and artistic fusion. It mirrors Duran's ever-evolving spirit and boundary-breaking energy. And I would have to agree with that. If you are a Duran fan, you know that they have like a very special energy. It's like, you know, like, I don't know, they like lived in their own like land during the 80s because they were just fabulous. I just absolutely love them. So anyway, so let me share with you the notes of NeoRio. Okay, so the notes of NeoRio are at the top: candy, fig, elemi, absolute, rum, Spanish cistus oil. Then in the mid, we have maple syrup, rose oil, and saffron. And at the base, we have balsam of Peru, patchouli, and tonka bean. Now, that to me sounds like a fragrance that is definitely unisex, maybe even leaning a tad to the feminine side. Maybe that's just what I'm wishing for. But no, really, I really think that that one is more suitable for the ladies, because I'm now going to share with you the second one. And that one to me sounds like it's going to lean to the masculine side, but you tell me. So anyway, so the second one is called Duran Black Moonlight, and it comes in a black bottle. It looks like a little bit like the Tommy Iommi bottle, but this one is completely black, right? And then it is inspired by Duran's darker side, an homage to the eerie and mysterious world that the band so often explores through their music and videos. And they do, right? Like, I mean, like, yeah, like if you really think about it, like their videos, yeah, that there was always something mystical and a bit dark about most of their videos. Like I really, well, maybe the Reflex was the only one, and that's because, you know, they were just like live singing, like, you know, but all the other videos like Rio, Hungry Like a Wolf, Wild Boys, they were all like, yeah, they were all like dark, right? A little bit dark, a little bit like, okay, what are they really talking about? That was just my impression, but I was very young, so just don't mind me any, you know, don't pay attention to me. But let me know, do you think that their videos were like a little bit like interesting, different, like dark? I don't know. All right, but anyway, the top notes of Moonlight are bergamot, mandarin, cardamom, and saffron. And in the mid, we have lavender, lang, myrrh, and jasmine absolute. And then at the base, we have patchouli, tonka bean, and tolu balm. And that is the second fragrance. Now, for me, I thought, you know what? This fragrance sounds like it's going to lean a tad to the masculine side. So yeah, that's not one that I'm necessarily planning to pick up because, again, it sounds like it's going to lean to the masculine side. But I'm really also hoping that someone will pick it up and review it and let us know, is it really unisex? Because I do love a good unisex fragrance. I just don't want it to like lean to the masculine side and then, you know, I end up like not using it because, yeah. So anyway, so that is my plan. Now I will let you know that, of course, I already did place my order for one of the NeoRios. I think if I recall correctly, I picked up the one in the green bottle because I thought that that was, oh, so beautiful. I love green and I love blue. And I did love the pink one, and the yellow looked really good too, but I could only pick one, obviously. So I went with the green one. And then I'm still debating, you know, if I'm going to pick up the Moonlight one, because maybe I just want them, you know, as a collector to have them because it's so special. And honestly, guys, Duran is one of like my favorite bands from the 80s. So I don't know, I may just end up picking it up. But anyway, more to come on that. So the next update is related to Tomavicci, and there is a new fragrance. Oh, I'm so excited because wait until I tell you about this one. This one sounds so yummy. I don't know. Like Tomavicci is on a roll when it comes to gourmands because they just launched a gourmand and here they come with another one. But let me tell you, so the first thing that I want to tell you is that there's a rumor that there is going to be a price increase in their fragrances, and it's going to be going up by 10%. Now, what does that mean? You're probably wondering, right? So, on the regular, you know, on average, you end up paying like $228 for their fragrances as of right now. Like all of the fragrances that I've picked up from them, that's what I've paid, like around $228. But if it goes up by 10%, that means that it would be more like $250 versus the $228. You know, everything adds up. So that is a difference because it is 10%. But still, I think, and you may not agree, but I just think that the price, based on the quality of the fragrance that you're getting, even if they bring it up 10%, guys, that is so much more reasonable than the 400 plus that we're paying for other fragrances, and even more than that, right? Not that I'm saying that those other fragrances are not worth the 400 plus. Some of them are not, in my opinion. Some are. But I just think that that price is still reasonable because when it comes to Tomavicci, the quality is just exceptional, guys. So anyway, more to come on that. You know, I'll let you know if it does go up because you know that I am waiting for that new fragrance. But let me go ahead and give you all the details of this new launch that is coming. It's around the corner. All right, so this new fragrance is called Gateau à l'ananas. Gateau à l'ananas. Okay, and I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly. So the Gateau à l'ananas is supposed to mean cake with pineapple in French, right? And let me tell you the notes of this beauty. Oh, I mean, the bottle is just gorgeous, but let me tell you the notes, right? So the top notes are pineapple, cake, and rum. In the mid, we have cinnamon, coconut, nut, and sugar. And at the base, we have vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. So the fragrance is supposed to be available for pre-order very soon, but they haven't really given us a date. At least I haven't seen a date. If you've seen a date, please let us know because I'm definitely interested. But as soon as it's available, I am going to place my order. I don't need to get a decant or a sample of that one. I am blind buying that one because to date, guys, not one Tomavicci fragrance has disappointed me. I just absolutely love their fragrances. And this one, guys, come on. Pineapple, cake, and rum. That sounds like a, you know, the Jamaican rum cake, you know, and it comes, some of them have pineapple. I think that we're going to get something like that. But then on top of that, it has coconut. Yummy. And then, vanilla. Of course, it's going to have vanilla. And then that tonka bean, which brings that like caramelly kind of accord to it. Oh, I just have a feeling that this is going to be exceptional. So I am here for it. I am so ready. Let me know. Are you planning to try it first? Are you planning to blind buy it? Like, what are your thoughts? Are you even interested? Because I know that some of you are tired of gourmands, and I am a little bit tired too. But I'm sorry, this is Tomavicci, so yeah. All right, so this next update is a new Middle Eastern fragrance, and this is a collaboration between French Avenue and a content creator here on YouTube, a fellow content creator, and I'm sure you've heard of him. It's Aromatix, which is Neo. And I am so excited. Oh my goodness. I really am looking forward to this fragrance. And he had launched, I think, either 2 or 3 more. And I haven't tried them, so I can't tell you anything about them. But if you have, can you please let us know? Do you like those fragrances? You know, like, do you think that this one is going to be great too? Anyway, so I think the fragrance already launched, by the way. So I'm going to look into that. It's supposed to be a unisex fragrance, and it is described as impeccably warm blend that indulges the senses with a fusion of vanilla and rum. Okay. So not only have we entered, remember last week, the chocolate era, but now we are in the, I guess, vanilla and rum era, right? Because this is the second fragrance that I discussed with you. And there's others that I've been looking into and that we've even already had this year, and they have vanilla and rum. So I wonder, are we entering that era too? So we have chocolate and we have vanilla and rum. And later, when I give you the first impression, I'm really going to tell you the era that I think we've just entered. But anyway, so at the top, this one has Madagascar vanilla, bourbon vanilla, and vanilla caviar. So wow, that is a bomb of vanilla. Do you imagine how incredible this fragrance is? And then in the mid, we have rum, jasmine, and more vanilla. And then at the base, we have vanilla absolute, caramel, oud, and tonka bean. I mean, doesn't that sound incredible? Like, are you planning to try that one? Because if you are into vanilla fragrances, that sounds like a vanilla lover's dream, because that is all about vanilla. Wow, I am very, very much looking forward to trying that one. Let us know, have you picked it up? Have you tried it? Because I think it already launched. And if you haven't, are you planning to try it? All right, so this next one is also a Middle Eastern fragrance. And this one is from Fragrance World. And a fan member also was the one that gave me this update. So I'll be sure to put her profile name here. But this one is called Icy Roses. Now, I don't know if Icy Roses is a new fragrance or not, but what I can tell you is that when she shared that with me and then I read the notes, I said immediately, oh, this is Roses on Ice from Kilian, because Roses on Ice from Kilian is my favorite Kilian fragrance, right? So I don't know when this came out, but I am definitely going to try and get that one because I have to get my nose on it and compare it to my precious Roses on Ice. But I can tell you that the notes are pretty much the same. Had you heard of Icy Roses? And if you had, or if you picked it up, please let us know, because I'm very, very curious. Like, I'm really looking forward to trying that one. All right, so the next update that I have for you guys, oh, this is another Middle Eastern fragrance, but this is another Khamrah. Yes, you heard correctly. We have another Khamrah coming, and this one is called Khamrah Dukhan. And of course, guys, you know this is Lattafa. So let me tell you the notes of this one before we start having this discussion. At the top, we have mandarin, pimento, and smoked spices. In the mid, we have cistus, orange flower, incense, and patchouli. And at the base, we have tobacco, amber, tonka, benzoin, and praline. Okay, so let's start by me telling you that Dukhan means smoke. And it has been described, are you ready? As ethereal and hypnotic Khamrah Dukhan captures the allure of rising smoke with its mesmerizing movement, sophisticated depth, and complex sillage. Wow. Okay, so that smoke is very special because that description is almost like a sensual description. So I guess the smoke has a vibe to it of sensuality. I don't know. Now, let me tell you that those notes, when I first heard, let me just start by saying, when I first heard that there was a new Khamrah coming out, I thought to myself, no, Arahi, we are not doing that, because I told you guys a while back that I am so tired of the angel share, right? And Khamrah is not necessarily angel share, in my opinion, not Khamrah nor Khamrah Kawa. Of course, there are similarities, but they're not exactly, the same, in my opinion. But I told you that I was not planning to pick up yet another fragrance that allegedly were inspired by angel share or anything in that realm. So when I heard of this Khamrah, I said to myself, no, we are not doing this. But when I read the notes and I did a little bit of research and I compared it to the notes of both Khamrah and Khamrah Kawa, oh no, I have to try this fragrance because this sounds totally totally different. But I will tell you that I do question the fact that it's being launched now. I know that the world doesn't revolve around just the US, and we're in spring and we're entering summer. So this is not a fragrance, especially with those notes, that I think is going to be, good for spring and summer, but it's not just about us, right? So maybe other regions of the world, you know, this is a good time for them, but it's certainly not a good time for us. But I'm sure that many people are still going to pick it up. So it's already available for pre-order in the Lattafa website if you're interested, but you can expect to see a very detailed review and very detailed comparison of this fragrance with the OG Khamrah and Kawa. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move into the first impressions. And the first one that I want to share with you today is a very recent launch from Montale. I'm not sure if it's the last launch from Montale because so many fragrances are coming out every day, guys. I just can't even keep up. But this fragrance, I think it was launched in 2024 because I heard Chris Minorova here. She's another content creator. I absolutely love her content and her style of delivery. And I will make sure to leave her channel linked for you in the description box. But anyway, so this first one is called, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I'm probably not going to pronounce it correctly. This one is called Dallachai. And I ordered a fragrance from Lucky Scent and they sent me this little, 2 ml, which you guys know how I feel about this, but I had been so looking forward to trying this fragrance. I did not want to blind buy it, but from the first moment that I heard her talk about it, I really had every intention of trying it because she and I have pretty much the same taste in fragrances. I've never heard of a fragrance that she, really loves that then I pick up and I'm not absolutely in love with it. But due to the notes, I still decided that I wanted to try it first. Okay, so let me go ahead and share with you the notes, of Dallachai. At the top, it's passion fruit, cardamom, clove, and saffron. In the mid, we have milk and coffee. And at the base, we have musk and amber. So I'm going to tell you right now that I really, I'm not going to dab it because I barely have any left because, of course, I tried it. But I'm going to tell you right now that I am going to pick up a full bottle of this. I really love this fragrance. So for me, it is definitely warm, spicy with that cardamom and the saffron and the clove. And it's also not lactonic, but it is a tad lactonic. Not like lactonic or super lactonic, but it is definitely a tad lactonic, like you're going to pick it up. And then I wrote here, it has a faint coffee in the background. Well, it's supposed to be a coffee fragrance of sorts, I guess. I don't pick up much on the coffee, which I'm actually loving because then the spiciness comes through. It's just a really, really warm, spicy fragrance that I think is really best suited for the fall and winter season. But I am really, really loving this fragrance. I'm so sorry that I waited so long to try it because now I want it and we're in spring and it doesn't make any sense. The other thing that I wanted to tell you about this fragrance is that to me, I'm telling you, I really believe that there are dates in this fragrance for sure because I pick up on them clearly. So I want to know, have you tried Dallachai? How do you feel about it? Is this a fragrance that you're really interested in? If you've tried it, please let us know what you think about it because I am really, really loving it. All right, so this next one that I want to talk to you about is one that I was also sent by Lucky Scent. And this one is from the latest from Simone Andreoli. And this one is Tulum Junglescape. Okay, so this one I'm going to tell you right now, this one is a hard pass for me. And to me, this is so different because I to date have not tried a Simone Andreoli fragrance that I do not really love, right? But this Tulum, here's the thing. It's not that I dislike it, but it's it's not enough for me to justify picking up a full bottle because I'm not going to use it. The fragrance to begin with is green. And while you do know that I love a green fragrance, I just shared with you from Dries Van Noten Vanille Camouflage. Or Camouflage Vanille, well, you know which one I'm talking about. But that fragrance is very green. And I also love from Frederic Malle Synthetic Jungle. Oof, that is super green. But this one is green. But in addition to the green, it has like a salty note that's not playing well with me. And it has like a lime. And bottom line, guys, is the fragrance is very green, but at the dry down, what I'm getting is like the smell of like a skinny margarita. Not like a margarita, you know, because there's margaritas that are flavored and there's the regular margarita that is quite sweet. But if you order a skinny margarita with salt on the rim, that's what this smells like to me. And I don't necessarily want to smell like that, but that is what I'm getting. It is, you know, it is a lovely fragrance, but it's just not my cup of tea. So this one is just not coming with me at all. Which is, again, I'm very like, wow, you know, because I thought that anything coming out of Simone Andreoli, but something told me with those notes, Arahi, you know, try the fragrance, don't go buying the bottle because, and thank God that I did, because this would have been a terrible fail for sure. All right, so now let's talk about the first impression that I'm sure you've been waiting for. So Initio just launched a new fragrance by the name of Power Self. And this fragrance is part of the same collection where you have things like, where you have fragrances like Rehab and Musk Therapy, right? Like fragrances that are very Paragon, fragrances that are very, very loved, right? And I told you just last week, I think it was, I shared with you the notes, so I'm not sharing them today. But I just told you last week that I was not going to pick up this fragrance and, you know, that I wasn't going to blind buy it, that I was going to get myself a sample. So that same weekend, I did go into Neiman and I was able to get myself 2 samples, 2 ml sample things, right, of Power Self. And I can show you, this one is completely empty. And then this second one is halfway. So I have had the opportunity to use this fragrance now 3 times. And I have not been spraying it all over because I only have those little 2 mLs, but I have been testing it on skin. And here's what I have to say. I think that do you remember, I can't remember if it was at the end of last year or, no, I think it was at the beginning of this year, here at the Chatty Scent Corner, I did share with you, it was this year, because we just started this series this year. But I shared with you that there was a trend coming in 2025 where it was no longer going to be about beast mode fragrances, that some fragrance houses were going to start delivering like more of a soft take on fragrances. Well, I think Initio joined the bandwagon because this is a very different Initio fragrance, guys. This is not like all the other Initio fragrances that I have in my collection. No, those fragrances are like beast mode powerhouses for the most part. Well, not this one. This is a very smooth, very beautiful, very, very beautiful, but very, very smooth, very skin, very intimate, right, kind of scent. And I will have a detailed review most likely this coming week because I did pick it up and I haven't even opened it, so it's still in its box. But I did pick it up because I do really, really enjoy this fragrance. It's just very different. Now, the other thing that I do want to tell you about Power Self is that this fragrance is like all about the white florals, you know, on a musk base. It's a very musky fragrance. Nothing animalic really about it, because when I tell you it is smooth and beautiful. It's just that you're going to be like, is this an Initio fragrance really? You really are going to feel that way because that's what I went through. And in addition to that, you need to love the white florals and you need to enjoy a musk fragrance. And there is some spiciness in the fragrance, but it's not like a powerhouse at all whatsoever. So please don't expect that. I just don't want you to be very disappointed, you know, expecting that this is going to be another Initio fragrance and that this is a white florals fragrance and that as part of this collection it's going to be like the others, because it's not. It's not. And it was not designed to be that, is my understanding either, but it is a very, very smooth fragrance. I'm looking forward to opening it and really spraying it all over, because that's really how I like to test fragrances. And I will be doing that a couple of days before I deliver a detailed review for you. It would be great if you could wait for my detailed review so that I can really tell you what I'm getting. Because I've told you that testing out of a 2 ml for me is just not realistic and not good. But anyway, I just did want to share with you my initial thoughts on the fragrance. Okay, guys, this last one. This is a game changer. This is the showstopper of today's Chatty Scent Corner, because when I tell you, this is one that if there's one fragrance here today that you need to get your nose on, is on this one. And this is from Maison Mataha. This is the latest. This is Printemps Blanc. I am going to have a detailed review this week, so I'm going to be very careful with what I say right now because I don't want to spoil the review. But I am telling you already that this has got to be one of the best white floral fragrances that we've seen come out in 2025. And we have seen quite a number of them already, but this is exceptional. So you guys remember the last launch of Asian Bonbon and Brownie Pop. You guys remember that I felt a certain kind of way about Asian Bonbon because I was expecting one thing and I felt that something else had been delivered, but that was just me, right? Well, I feel redeemed. I feel like they've made it up to me because this is just incredible. So let me tell you the notes of this one. At the top, we have orange blossom and grapefruit. In the mid, you have jasmine, sambac, and white tea. And at the base, you have vanilla and sandalwood. When I tell you that you are going to get all of those notes, all of them, in the most exquisite blend, the opening is just unbelievable. The opening will take your breath away immediately. That orange blossom comes in with that grapefruit. You know what? I'm almost like talking like I'm about to give you the full review. So let me stop right there. But I'm telling you, this is just incredible. Incredible. I have no complaints about it. I already highly recommend it. I want to know, have any of you picked this one up? And if you have, how do you feel about it? But anyway, I just wanted to share with you that this is incredible, that I'm already recommending it, but the review is coming this week so you can get all of the details, you know, like how did it go when I did testing on paper, testing on skin, what's the longevity, what's the sillage, am I getting compliments, you know, all of those details that I typically give you. But I am already telling you, this is exceptional. Honestly, guys, as much as I love Escapade Gourmand, I think that I may love this one even more. That should tell you everything. All right, guys, so that's all that I had for you today. I wanted to keep it short today because it's so beautiful outside. I hope you have great weather because here in Georgia, we're having exceptionally beautiful weather. And I just want all of us to go and enjoy our Saturday. So you go and have an awesomely blessed Saturday. Thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.